Hello, happy witching hour. So, I needed to talk about some things, and you guys have been pre warned that there's going to be a lot of TMI in this discussion. So, this is an adult conversation that I probably need to put on restriction, age restriction, possibly. But it's not going to be all TMI. I just got some things that I need to express. Um, I feel like I am so different, and I feel like the way that I am probably needs to have its own sexuality. It's probably already been labeled, but I just don't know. But I guess the only way that it can be described is probably monogamy. I am very monogamous and not promiscuous at all. And it's a real thing. Like, it is a very, very, very real thing. It's not about not wanting to compete. It's not about that. It really isn't. It's literally kind of like just the way that I am. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out there like me. I cannot stand I cannot stand it when promiscuous people are trying to mesh with monogamous people. I don't like that. I'm totally grossed out, completely grossed out and turned off by men having other women. That grosses me out actually a whole lot. And the only reason why I have been able to do it for someone else is because honestly, in my mind, I know he's a liar, and I just kind of feel like it's nothing going on there. Like, that's like I feel like this dude literally lied about his whole life, which means that I shouldn't be messing with him in the first place. But I wanted to speak about players and men that like to sleep around. I am not into that at all. And I think that there are a lot of women, a lot of women who love it. They love men like that. They really, really do. They love the competition. They love it, especially those types of women that specifically go after married men. But I guess I'm so different. I think I'm actually a minority. Women like me are an extreme minority. Cause y'all know how like sometimes okay, I just realized how sleepy I am. Y'all know how like sometimes, and I've noticed this, and I've only had this happen with one person, and he was really pathological with it, to where he almost felt like he needed to play a game about there being the presence of another woman's vagina. So it was and I feel that it's based in insecurity, and it is a turn off for me. It's not that I hate women. Of course I don't hate women or dislike other women. I don't. I just don't want to share a penis with that other woman. And I don't want to, and this is where this one's going to get X rated. I just have to come straight out and say it. I am, how do I say this? I am very orally fixated and I love giving fellatio to my man a lot. I don't know how I got like this. I really honestly don't. It's a thing for me. Like I prefer it. I prefer giving fellatio to a man versus, or to my man versus him giving it to me. And I've just always been that way, you know, and I get bored. Like I feel like I get bored if he's doing it. I'd rather just have straight up sex, right? It's really something that, do I want to, it's not an addiction. Of course it's not an addiction. I was celibate for 10 years, so it's not like it's an addiction, but it's just a thing. If I'm in a relationship with a man, he's going to get that. Like he's going to get it. If we together and I'm turned on by you, you're going to get it, right? The thought of his penis being in another woman grosses me out though, because I have to put that in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So when I like, I remember when I was in a relationship with um the father of my daughters, he cheated on me and I knew he cheated. And we broke up like a year later or so. It was like, no, actually, it was like 4 months later. And he ended up going crazy because I refused to give that to him. And he kept asking for fellatio. He kept asking for it. And I could not do it. I was totally grossed out. And I've had people accuse me of being bisexual. I like women to talk to be friends with. I actually do not like, because I've tried it and I didn't like it. I didn't like the taste. So I've slept with a woman before. I've had sex with a woman, one woman before. And so it wasn't about her, you know, but I didn't like it. I didn't. So it's not that I hate other women's vaginas. It has nothing to do with hate. It's just that I don't want to taste it. So I'm really, really grossed out by that. And like, I'm not even going to lie to you, because so many men think that that's the bee's knees of life, is being a male hoe. I'm like, I think that I literally just went deeper and deeper into my monogamous self just recently, because I just had a man make a claim to me that he slept with somebody else. And like, I'm not going to have sex with him. If I feel like I can't have oral sex with you, then I'm not going to have the other type of sex with you. So I'm not going to do it. Like, I won't touch it. It is now dirty to me. It is now disgusting. There's cross contamination. I know that that sounds weird, and I've gotten worse. Like, I feel like the past week, this thing that I have to where I do not want, I guess you could call it a sexual germaphobe. I do not want to be with a man that has slept around. I cannot do it. I'll probably throw up. It got worse actually in the past week. And I think it was like really at the same time. This dude was kind of crazy. So for some reason he kept sending me pictures of poop. I kind of think he's into scat. I'm not with him anymore. But and at the same time he was telling me other stuff. And I think that the grossness that I started to relate that together. I think the energy together just kind of caused like my sexual self to evolve a whole lot, to the point where I won't even consider it. I'm not going to get weak. I'm not going to have a weak moment. And you know what? I realize that, in the future, when I do meet another sexual partner, of course he's been with other women before me. Of course. Of course, right? But hopefully that other woman that you was with, it's been a while since you've been with another woman. I'm actually turned on by men who have not had sex for a while. I'm not in and I realize that it's kind of like society kind of labels those kinds of men that don't sleep around is weird. Society is actually so warped to where a man that doesn't go out and sleep with a bunch of women is like under judgment. Like he's under judgment by other men. He's under judgment by some women. I'm completely opposite. I am so far removed, from society when it comes to that because I do not like that at all. And I think that there are a lot of women that do like that. They really do. They want to feel like a man is already sleeping with another woman. And it's actually a turn on for them. It's a turn off for me. Like when you see a woman hanging around a man that she knows is involved or married, and she's specifically after that man because she knows that he's with somebody. She knows that he's involved with somebody. And there are women that are like that. All women are not the same. We're not. That's just like a lot of men will automatically expect for all women to forgive them for cheating. But there's a lot of women that will not ever forgive you for cheating and they will leave you forever. They're not coming back to you. I'm one of those women. I'm one of those women. I'm one of those women that's not turned on by a man that's involved with someone else. And I'm one of those women that will not accept cheating. And there's no excuse for it. I feel like men need to be more responsible. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. You can try to make as many excuses as you want for sleeping with multiple women, but hun, I'm not buying any of them, and you not coming nowhere near me. Okay, and I guess that I don't want to say that women that do accept that have no standards because I don't want to insult any of you women. If you a woman and you forgave your man for cheating, I don't want to insult you, so that's not what I'm doing. But for me, I think that it's it's connected to your standards. I personally feel that men have just as much capability as women to not be a whore, to not sleep around with too many people. And no, I don't expect for a man to just be a man. No, I don't. I expect for him to have a brain. I expect for him to have logical thinking. And then, of course, there's diseases that you have to consider. So I think that for me, it's more of like a biological protection that I have. Some people don't have that. Some people are sitting at home right now with an STD, right now, suffering right now. I refuse to be one of those people. I refuse to be one of those women. I can't, you know. And if I know that you've slept with somebody, and a lot of these men, they are so unaware of how unbelievably gross that is to sleep around, that they will actually tell you or brag to you about what they did, as if that's going to make you want them. No, actually, I'm turned completely off. Please go away. Please don't call my phone anymore. Please go away. Not into it. And honestly, even if you are a younger male, even if you're younger, I don't think that that's any excuse either. Because if you a male hoe in your 20s, you're gonna be a male hoe in your 50s. You're gonna be a male hoe in your 60s. I can be cool with you. I can be friends with you, but I would never let it go any further than that, ever. Just knowing that you sleep around. I don't care if you take an HIV test. Like, to me, that's so stupid. If I have to have you take an HIV test, then I know that I shouldn't sleep with you. Who's just going around here with HIV? And for me, I worry about HPV, because you can use a condom and still get HPV. And I've actually made videos about HPV. And literally, it causes cancerous bumps to grow on your vagina or your penis. It's not worth it for me, And if this incarnation, this lifetime that I am living in, all men at some point feel like they have to cheat, all men feel like they have to have a bunch of notches under their belt, then I would have rather had died a virgin. Seriously. I don't like it. It not only is it very cringy for me, it literally makes me cringe. It literally and then it just makes me want to be alone. Like, it literally just makes me want to be away from you. It doesn't make me want you. Trying to do like the coochie competition. No, I would never ever do my coochie like that. I would never ever ever treat my coochie like that, to where I'm competing with another woman's vagina. I just don't see how people are able to do stuff like that. And I don't want to deal with a man at all that facilitates me competing, doing a vaginal competition with another woman. At that point, you've just turned me off, and I've gotten worse. I think maybe it was the new year. It was the new year. Okay. And there are ways of knowing if a man cheated. When a man just disappears for a while, he take too long at the grocery store, he's, disappearing, you did something. And I don't give a damn how much I loved you. I would never do it again. It is like, I think that nature gives us yeast infections because yeast infections are a part of nature, not to get reoccurring yeast infections. But I think yeast infections are a reminder. They are a reminder, right? And men get yeast infections too. Okay, they can. This is a reminder of the itching and the burning that you're going to do. Only it's going to be worse, which yeast infections suck. It itches like fucking hell. It's awful. It is. A yeast infection sucks donkey balls. It sucks. I don't like it. And a yeast infection literally is an overgrowth of yeast, and it's like where you the pH balance of your vagina pretty much went off track. And well, maybe I'm thinking about a bacterial infection. A yeast infection and a bacterial infection is different. A yeast infection is literally when you have an overgrowth of yeast, right? That shit itches. It is so fucking uncomfortable. So nature reminds you of why you should not do that. Because if you like I would be if you sleep around and you catch something, because I don't believe that it's just about STDs either. I believe that during sex, before, during, and after sex, there are things that are being exchanged. So even if he slept around with somebody that didn't have that kind of stuff going on down there, or you know what I'm saying, I think that it's still, yeah, like, no, I'm sleepy as hell. I don't know. Damn, it is 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-mm. I can't deal with it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if people call me weird. I don't give a damn if people call me corny. I don't give a damn if people are like trying to peer pressure me. First of all, there are some people that suffer from sexual peer pressure. I don't. I've actually, I did get date raped once. And literally, it was like 2 hours. It was like 2 hours of the whole situation because you know, but then again, I've been in normal situations where a man has tried to talk me into it and I won't do it because I feel like if you got to try to talk me into it, obviously I don't want it and it's probably not even going to be any good. You know, sex should be natural, it should just be something that happens between two people. It shouldn't be rushed or forced. So, 9 times out of 10, if you're rushing or forcing it, you probably ain't the man for me. Maybe somebody else. I don't care about society's judgment of me. I don't care. I refuse to sleep with a man. First of all, I'm not going to sleep with a man unless I want to. I'm not going to sleep with a man to get ahead in life. I'm not going to sleep with a man to do those things, but I'm definitely not going to sleep with a man that I have confirmed and know he has slept with somebody else. Even if we were active together previous to that, I'm not going to do it. And I think it's difficult in our society with men pretty much given, men are pretty much given the license to try to grape somebody or to grape somebody, which is why I don't hang around. Like, you don't see a bunch of men around me because, I don't want, especially if it's one of those men that's a he whore. And, a lot of men trick themselves into aspiring to be a he whore. And I'm just not into it. I'm not. I can't do it. I'll be celibate the rest of my life. Ew. No. I'm disgusted by it. I'm grossed out by it. And it's not like it's an aversion, but it's not like it's like something weird about that. It's not. And then I enjoy sex a lot. Like I said, I enjoy thoroughly giving my man fellatio and having sex, right? It's amazing, but it's not so amazing to me that I'm going to put myself at risk. I'd rather not. Okay. I would rather not put myself at risk. The term digmatized. I don't get digmatized at all. So, I bet you a lot of men are not into women like me. Like a majority of men in this world wouldn't be into a woman that feels that way, you know? Because with a lot of them, they think that sleeping around is all about sexual freedom. In my opinion, I feel like sleeping around is the opposite of sexual freedom when you think about it. So, I would rather not at all. I would rather not sleep with somebody at all than to lay down with somebody and wake up with fleas. I'm just not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. And I think we live in a society of men who are, it's a complete nightmare because men believe they do. And, they say majority rules, but, there's nowhere in the rule book that says that a woman has to sleep with a man. As a woman, you have every right to be celibate. Even if you a virgin, you can stay a virgin the rest of your life and be celibate forever. So, I guess I'm different from a lot of people because, there's a lot of people that really literally don't feel the way that I feel. They feel the complete opposite. They're on the other side of the rainbow. They're on the other side of the spectrum. So, it's a thing. It's not just a mental thing, but it's also a physical thing. Because I'm like, I physically cannot bring myself to sleep with you anymore if I found out that you were cheating. I can't bring myself to sleep with a man that sleeps around with a bunch of women. I don't sleep around at all. I think that in our world, men want women to be sluts. They do, even though they claim they don't like that, but I beg to differ. Not saying that every dude likes that, and they will assume that a woman is like that, but not all of us are like that. It's very it's very disheartening to me. And I just, I can't deal with it. And you know what? With that said, I'm gonna go because all of a sudden I got really, really, really tired and I can't talk anymore. So I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna open up the comment section for this one so that you guys can leave a comment and let me know what you think. I would love to meet, and well, my sister's the same way, but I would love to, you know, um, I don't know, just it would be nice to know that other people out there are like that because It's not that I'll get turned off by sex, about sex, or by sex. It's not that I'm turned off by it now. I'm gonna tell you, since I feel that way, what is really, really very triggering for me, and it's something that I tend to stay away from, is whoring and whoremongering. Um, so I'm just not into it. And, you know, I got real sleepy. I'm about to lay down. I'm about to close my eyes and go to sleep because I can barely keep my eyes open. All of a sudden, I got very sleepy. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. All women are not the same. And I think that a lot of men convince themselves of that, but there are so many of us that are different. And that doesn't make me asexual. Like I enjoy sex, but when it comes to protecting my physical and my spiritual body, I'm going to continue to do that because when you have sex, your spiritual body is opening up. Okay. And I can't do that. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section about what I'm talking about. All right. I'll see y'all later.